During times of uncertainty, it's comforting to know we have a healthcare system in our community that's been committed to supporting us for well over a century. In this current time, we are standing together, and our bond is stronger than ever. KDMC, caring for our community like no one else can.
Jason, I asked Kane this question, but I'd love to get your response to on a more of an immediacy thing. I mean, from bowl announcement to bowl game, less than 2 weeks. You know, it's so different from the month or more that we oftentimes have. As you guys get back to practice this week, do you kind of sense more of a sense of urgency among everyone, coaches and players alike, especially now that you got the guys back out there?
Oh yeah, there's definitely a sense of urgency. You know, once we we got out there and got to practice, and guys started moving around, and now they're getting back in a normal routine of practicing, position meetings, and things like that, and focusing on the next opponent. So had a good day today. The energy was good. Guys were flying around. So you can definitely sense that there's a sense of urgency.
All right, Sam, and then Kevin Brockway.
Coach, good afternoon. When you were at Florida Atlantic, your defense led, I think, the nation in interceptions. This year, Indiana has, I believe you guys have 17 interceptions in only 7 games. What philosophies did you bring to the table? Was it part coaching, drills, or is it just mature guys learning the system that contributed to you guys picking off 17 passes this year?
I think the philosophy was already, it was in place. Coach Allen and Coach Wommack, takeaways was one of the biggest things that we put an emphasis on defensively. And I think, the guys that I'm coaching, last year they were young, and, this season being older and more mature, and those guys have played in some big time games and have a lot of steps underneath their belts. I think it's just they just understand the importance of creating takeaways, and we stress it. We stress it in practice. The ball's in the air. We stress going up and attacking it. If you drop a pass in practice, you have a chance to get an interception and you drop it, there's a penalty, and things like that, or sort of like a punishment or a reminder. Because the interceptions are precious. They're hard to get. So when we have opportunity to get them, we have to take advantage of them. And I think, and just the scheme that we run, that one of the things that Coach Wommack has done a great job of is a scheme that we run. It allows the guys to have vision, and their guys can see the ball, and we can match routes, and it allows us to be aggressive and go attack it. So just a combination of things.
Kevin and John Blau.
Hey, Coach, what was it like working for Lane Kiffin last year, and how kind of ironic is it that you're going to get to see him again in the game this season on an opposing sideline?
It is. We did work together last year, and it is. I guess funny, weird when you think about it, but I learned a lot from him as far as just the football side. All those years he spent in Alabama with Coach Saban, a lot of the things that he learned there, the structure of the program and the way practice is structured, meetings, he's implemented those things and at FAU, and I'm sure he's doing them there at Ole Miss. He's a sharp football coach. He's detailed, where he's gonna give you a formation, and he's going to run an offensive play, and he's going to have a plan A, B, C, and D. If the defense does this, then we're going to do this. If they do this, we're going to do that. So one of the things as a coach and getting prepared to play him, that he's not going to leave any stone unturned, and he's going to be detailed about the game plan and things like that. So it just forces you as a defensive coach, you have to be even more detailed and just paying attention and making sure you're doing everything right so that on game day, the guys will be in the best position possible so that we can win the game.
All right, John, and then Nick Suss.
I had a question about Jalen Williams. I know that you were involved in his recruiting, I guess, back at Ole Miss. He was a guy that, his recruiting didn't really pick up until late in his, junior year and then into his senior year. Do you remember what you guys saw in Jalen and why he was someone you guys were so interested in? And what have you seen in terms of his growth just from what he was as a recruit to what he is now for you guys as a corner?
Yeah, I remember Jay Will. I went to go watch him practice, and he was a great athlete. He played quarterback, he played wide receiver, he was a DB. He was all over the field. He was that one person on the team that they in every phase they tried to get the ball to him because he was electric and he could make something happen. And I knew that he was going to be a great player. Once he got to college, he was committed to us there at Ole Miss, and then we had a staff change. My defense coordinator at the time decided to retire, and he was close. He wanted to go ahead and make a decision, and we didn't know who the next coordinator was going to be and things like that. So he decided to go ahead and come to Indiana and things like that. And I'm glad that he did. Because now he's part of our team, and he's everything I thought he was going to be. I knew he was going to be a great player. You just saw it in high school, and he loved to compete. He had ball skills, and I think that's what you see now.
All right, Nick Suss from the Clarion Ledger.
Jason, just with your connections to Ole Miss, have you heard from any of your former players this week who are still on the roster, just to kind of reach out and kind of bigger picture, what did you take away from your time in Oxford?
No, I haven't heard from any of the guys that I've coached that's still there. I'm sure I'll see them before and after the game and get a chance to say hello to them. But just I know just being there at Ole Miss, I know the team. It's a team full of great athletes. They love to play the game. They're going to play hard. When we line up and play on January the 2nd, they're going to give it 110%. We're going to get everything that they have. And so it's a team full of competitors. And so we're just excited about it. And we know it's going to be a good football game, and we're going to have to play extremely well, in order to come away with to get the victory.
All right, Paul Gable.
Hey, Coach, 2 quick questions for you. One, who does Ole Miss remind you of from the Big Ten? And second, talk about what Kane means to IU and to the defense as he's preparing for his last game with the Hoosiers.
I think the team that they sort of remind us of, and myself and a couple coaches, we were talking about this just yesterday, is when you look at them and you see the athletes that they have at wide receiver and also at tailback. A little bit like Maryland. When we watched Maryland on film, they had 3 or 4 wide receivers that we thought were really good. Had a quarterback that could throw it, and also he was athletic and he could run around, and had a good tailback. And so that's sort of who they remind me of, just with all the different skill guys that they have all over the field and the way they try to get the ball to different guys. And it forces you to defend the entire field. You have to be sound against the run, and also have to be sound against the pass in order to because they have enough athletes where if we make a mistake, a guy catches a pass, or if we miss a tackle, athletically, and they're fast enough where they can take the ball to the house. They can score, flip the field. I think answer your second question, as far as Coach Wommack, I think he means a lot to the defense, and not only the defense, but to just IU and the football program. and the coaching staff. He's done a great job since he's been here. Came in and he's implemented certain things within the defense, and the guys have bought in and just from day one recruiting well and recruiting and going out and finding the right guys to run this type of defense. And now you just see what's happened over the years. So he's been great. He's done a great job, and he's going to South Alabama, and we're all excited for him. And he's going to get there and do a great job. He's sharp. He's a player's coach where he listens to his guys. He's full of energy every day. He comes out to practice. He's full of energy, and we're going to miss him. But at the same time, we're excited for him.
All right, John Blau, last one for Jason.
Jamar Johnson is a guy who got first team All Big Ten today. Just thinking of some of his highlights from this season, the one where he ran over Master Teague and got the sack on Justin Fields. And he's also got those ball skills, obviously, back in the secondary. I mean, how versatile of an athlete is he? And kind of how much do you think he still has room to grow in terms of reaching an ultimate potential?
Jamar's a really good athlete. He gives us the flexibility where we can play him in a lot of different positions in the secondary. We can put him at strong safety, free safety. We can put him at the Husky spot, and he can line up and play any of those positions in the back end. There's always room for improvement, and he and I talk all the time where he has made some plays and he's done some good things to help us win some ball games, but there's room for a lot of improvement, and he's one of those guys that when you show him things that he needs to improve on, he takes it personal and he works on it because at the end of the day he wants to be the best player that he could possibly be. But he's playing good, and he's worked his tail off. When I first got here, I challenged him to put his time in and to watch extra film, to study film, and to become a student of the game. And he's done that. He's done that all season, and I think he's starting to realize that when you study tape, it slows the game down for you. And so you see, that helps on Saturdays. And now you can anticipate what the offense is about to do, and it allows you at times to be aggressive and things like that. So, but I'm pleased at where he is right now. But there's a lot of room for improvement.